freestanding structure in the world. Welcome to Gigantea, the oldest freestanding structure in the world. The construction of this prehistoric temple complex began around 5,600 years ago by the Gozzitan community of farmers and herders. They originated from nearby Sicily and settled permanently on the Maltese Islands in the closing years of the 6th millennium BC. Gigantea stayed in use for several hundred years, down to the 3rd millennium BC, when the Maltese temple culture disappeared abruptly and mysteriously. Eventually, the successive inhabitants of the early Bronze Age seem to have utilized the resultant ruins as a cremation cemetery. Prior to its excavation in the 1820s, Gigantea resembled a large mound encircled by a colossal wall. It was believed to be the remnant of a defensive tower built by a race of giants sometime in the long-forgotten past, thus the name Gigantea. This temple complex consists of two separate units built side by side. They are enclosed within a single massive boundary wall and share the same facade. Irregular coralline blocks extracted from the immediate neighborhood were employed for the greater part of its construction. The passage walls, altar arrangements, and other fine architectural components are carved out of the easily worked globigerina that had to be dragged uphill from outcrops more than 1 kilometer away. Originally, these temples were roofed over. Since the walls are not strong enough to support a stone vault, a lighter superstructure of wooden beams, reeds, and a waterproof clay lining was probably used. Nonetheless, as timber is relatively rare in the Maltese Islands, the distance to be covered by such beams has been shortened via the stepping out of one stone upon another, so that each course extends slightly beyond the one beneath it. The temple unit to the left is both the larger and the older. It has 5 apses connected by a central corridor. The inner pair is the most impressive and measures 23 meters from end to end. More striking, however, are the undisturbed 7-meter-high facade and the inner apses. Besides the altar arrangements, libation holes and spiral designs are also to be seen in the apses. The temple to the right was built later. It is smaller and less elaborate. The rear apse has been reduced to a spacious altar niche, and no decorative carvings are to be found. Rituals of life and fertility seem to have been practiced within these precincts. The area on which Gigantea stands is both abundant in freshwater springs and is overlooking the most extensive and fertile plain in Gozo, which you may see on your left. Remains of contemporaneous megalithic buildings have been found at 8 sites within and around this plain. The construction and eventual maintenance of all these prehistoric temple complexes must have been immense. This can be interpreted as an invocation to their deity or deities to guarantee their survival and protect them from the fragile environmental conditions characterizing small and isolated islands like Gozo. It indicates also a highly evolved and hierarchical social structure. Gigantea illustrates that something really exceptional was taking place in the Maltese Islands more than 5,000 years ago. Something unlike anything else in the Mediterranean world. Something unique.